Hello everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. In the last one, we finally took on the Bed of Chaos, and you might be wondering why we're still in Lost Izalith. Basically, there's a couple things that we need to do here, and one thing in particular that will help us out a ton in the later game. And that's basically what, in order to complete the game, we need to have some sort of light source for the catacombs. And this is probably the best place where you can actually get that. So I'm going to show you guys where to go. And there's one other thing that we're going to be able to see, which is pretty cool, and some items we're going to be able to get, like a new armor set, for example. So, just bear with me. I know you've seen all these areas before. I mean, Lost Isles is really cool and all, but you see it a few times and you don't really want to, anything to do with it anymore. And I'm kind of the same way. Filming this episode is probably one of my least favorite to do, but luckily for you guys, it's a short one, and it is interesting. So bear with me once again. So I'll put the dark wood grain ring on instead of the charcoal ring, because we're out of the lava for pretty much ever. And I'm doing that mainly because of something we're going to see in a few minutes, where I have to really avoid someone or something. And you're going to see that fairly quickly. This area is all the same. I'm just running around all of the dragon statues and ignoring them as much as possible, because it's really not worth fighting like 20 of them at a time every single time you come through here. And then there's this really strange like eyeball monster that my god, that thing is the weirdest looking thing I think I've ever seen in this game. I don't even know what to say about it. I mean, that is one creepy looking thing, but luckily it goes down pretty easily. It's not like you have to see too many of them in the game either. They're only found here in Lost Izalith. And I guess it's kind of like a cool theme, because this is like the Chaos Witch's lair, and it's kind of like a creature of chaos. It's kind of like a it's like a born from chaos kind of monster. So there's one more over here, and he's guarding a treasure chest, so we're going to take him out too. Unfortunately, I didn't really want to have to fight any more of these, but they're not very hard. They just kind of they have pretty simple attacks, and you can pretty much kill them in like 2 hits if if you have a sword like mine. So it wasn't too big of an issue. And this is not a mimic, as you can tell by the chains. You can just pop it right open and grab a new pyromancy, the Chaos Fire Whip, which is the same as the regular Fire Whip, except a little bit stronger. And I'm not really the biggest fan of Fire Whip. I heard a lot of people think it's really good in PvP. So you guys can let me know if that's true. I'm not actually sure. I've never been the biggest PvP player. But I am thinking about doing a PvP kind of like every once in a while Let's Play short kind of series. If kind of like my experiment with with PvPs, like the ins and outs of PvP and Dark Souls. Maybe make like a new character designed for PvP and see what I can do with it. So, if you guys think that would be an interesting idea, if it's something you'd want to watch, let me know. And it's one of the things I'm considering. I found that with my newer Awesome Knots videos, which are kind of like the same concept, in that you're seeing me just play like one match at a time. You're seeing me just like have some fun playing it online. Kind of voicing my thought process. I'm having a really good time with those videos, and they seem to be fairly popular. So, which means that you guys like them too, which is very important to me. So, if you guys like the idea, possibly, of me doing kind of like a PvP Dark Souls thing, let me know, because I'm considering it after I finish the Dark Souls LP, which I'm pretty close to finishing, because after this area, we basically just have New Londo Ruins, which is like 2 episodes max, and then we're gonna have the Catacombs, which is another couple of episodes, maybe like another 4 episodes, and then after that it's just Gwyn. Like it's just that after that it's the boss. So we only have 2 areas left, one of which is extremely short, and doesn't even have a bonfire for that matter. So we're almost done with the series, in short. So anyway, there is a titanite demon on this bridge, and it's very important to note this guy, because he is the only titanite demon in the entire game that respawns. And that's very important, because if you have weapons like the boss weapons, you'll notice that they are upgraded by an item called Demon Titanite. And it's very rare. There's only a couple titanite demons in the game, and basically once you have all the titanite that you can get, that's it. You can't get any more titanite as drops from anything else, except for this guy. And he is kind of a pain in the ass to get to, but he is the only demon that respawns. So if you want to stock up on Demon Titanite, this is the place to do it. Now, I just avoided him here because fighting him on that bridge, I noticed that like maybe 50% of the time he knocks me into the lava down below, and then I usually die because I don't have the charcoal ring on anymore. Plus, it's a real pain in the ass getting back, so I decided it would be a better idea just to avoid him for now. But that is where you find him if you decide you want to kill him. And look who we have here.
Finally, I have found it.
Yeah, so if you didn't realize it already, this is Solaire. He has gone completely batshit crazy. And has just, he just starts to attack you almost immediately. So, you finally, this is finally the moment where you absolutely have no choice but to kill the poor man. Because he's down to having basically, none of his sanity left. Whatever backstory you believe about Solaire, if you believe he's Gwyn's son, you believe he's just a really nice, cooperative son bro, he is not going to leave you alone until you kill him. So, there you go. And you actually pick up his shield, sword, talisman, and all of his armor if you kill him here, and along with a few humanity, which is a pretty good deal. Now right now I have the Covetous Gold Serpent Ring on, and you're probably wondering why. And that is because if you kill these little guys, you can get the Sunlight Maggot, which is a new helmet. And if you saw Solaire, you notice he had that like bug on his head, and the bug gave off light. And he was talking about how he found his own sun and all sorts of other crazy nonsense. That is the Sunlight Maggot. It is a light of its own, and it's also a helmet that you can wear. And the catacombs, or at least the Tomb of the Giants part of the catacombs, is completely pitch black. You can't actually go through it, successfully without either being way too knowledgeable about the layout of the land, or having some sort of light source. They partially provide that for you because they give you a lantern that you can pick up relatively fast in the catacombs, but unfortunately it takes up one of your hand slots while you hold it, which means that you can't wield a shield, which means you have basically no protection throughout the entire catacombs, which is an extremely difficult area if you have the lantern. So I don't use the lantern. Instead, I use the Sunlight Maggot. So I walk around looking like an idiot with a bug on my head all the time, but regardless, I still manage to keep, be able to see my way and have a shield and a sword. So it's a pretty useful item. The other thing that you can do in the catacombs is you can get this spell, which you get from the Darkroot Basin, which I haven't gone into yet, and it allows you to summon light. And that is a pretty cool spell, especially if you have an intelligence build. I believe it's intelligence. It could also be faith, but I think it's intelligence. If you have a high one or the other, you can use that spell. But unfortunately, I've never gone to the Darkroot Basin in this playthrough. I don't really feel like going through there fighting the Hydra and doing the whole all the rigmarole involved in getting that spell. So I'm actually just going to just farm this Sunlight Maggot. And I killed all the little maggots and I didn't get anything, so I'm actually going to come back here with humanity in addition to my gold Covetous Serpent Ring, so I can take down these guys one more time and hopefully get the Sunlight Maggot again. I don't want to get the Sunlight Medallions. They're pretty useless. I keep picking them up and it kind of pisses me off. I don't really know what they're good for. They seem to be good for basically nothing. But if that bonfire I was just at right there, that is actually, and you'll be able to see how I got here before. That is actually before the Demon Fire Sage room, and there was this little area that I pointed out right before we fought the Demon Fire Sage, if you guys remember. But I didn't go down there, and that's because that shortcut was closed. But now we opened that door, so you can actually head down here, and you'll be in the same area that we were just in where we fought Solaire. And as you saw when I opened that, that door that broke into 4 parts, you can't open it from the other side. So if you could have came down this way, but you would have quickly run into a dead end. Whereas right now, I can farm all these guys and in both rooms and whatever. And now that I've opened up the pass, the little place there. Now I suppose I could have just skipped killing Solaire and just farmed like these 3 maggots before the door, because they are still like here, but then I wouldn't have killed, then I wouldn't have gotten all of Solaire's gear and all that other cool stuff. So I'm not going to do that for now. And these guys are a pain in the ass because they tend to jump away right as you're about to swing at them. Much easier if you're like an archer or something, because you can take them out pretty quickly. And you can also get red titanite chunks off them, which although they are pretty valuable, they're kind of frustrating for me at the moment because I'm really looking for that Sunlight Maggot helmet. I really don't want red titanite chunks at the moment. So you can just watch me fail miserably to kill these guys over and over and over again. But I will, eventually succeed. The drop rate actually isn't that bad for the helmet if you have the Covetous Gold Slipper Ring, so I'm just getting fairly unlucky. Like, it's actually much less likely that you'll get the red titanite chunk than you will get the helmet. And I've just managed to get the helmet, the chunk already, and I haven't gotten the helmet once, so I don't know why. Probably just because I'm, recording this, and I was hoping it would take, like, no time at all. I'd get it on the first run, and I'm already on my second farming run, and I still don't have it. But I'll get it on this run, I believe. So, I got a couple items down here. And there's the Sunlight Maggot. So there you go. Problem solved. So anyway, now that I have the Sunlight Maggot, I'm going to put it on, and I'm going to also call it an episode, because we're going to head into New Londo Ruins next time, and, we'll get to fight the 4 kings a little later in the week. But for now, that's all. Just a nice short little episode. So I'll see you guys later. Keep watching.